Ooh, Two Brothers case. Try that. But this is Kit Fox Games. They've done a couple, like, different genre games. I believe. Let me look this up just to make sure I got this right. But I believe they did Boyfriend Dungeon. That was either last year or the year before. Which is seems, yeah. Let me see, Boyfriend Dungeon. Yep, by Kit Fox. Which feels like genre-wise much different than the other games of theirs that I've played, like the Shrouded Isle and this one. So I'm excited, because they're at least a well-known and well-respected dev. So I'm excited to see what this one has to show. Let's see, 100 years without murder, 100 years without demonic possession. Then this. I am Sister Ada, exorcist and investigator. This is my testament to the massacre at St. Walpurga's Abbey. It is truth. Do not believe the lies of my accusers. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, Cybernetics Workshop.
Sister Ada, welcome. I am Virgil, Chief Inquisitor at St. Walpurga's Abbey.
Is that... I'm guessing that audio is going to be a little bit quiet because I turned down the whole thing in the beginning. What if I bump it up? Maybe 85. And we'll see how the music does. All right.
We may be in need of your talents as an exorcist. You can survey the evidence yourself, but I think you will agree.
Has there truly been a murder?
It seems so. A respected priestess, Mother Miriam, passed this morning under suspicious circumstances. A demon may be present. Here, even now, possessing someone.
That's good. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know.
What happened exactly?
Mother Miriam was only recently appointed as successor to Abbot Gregory. This morning, she came to the workshop to receive her coronet of office.
Something went wrong with the installation.
Yes, to put it mildly, the coronet oversurged, killing Mother Miriam. Brace yourself for the sight.
Oh my gosh. Didn't even get one day on the job.
Then, the workshop operators, Gideon and Reuben, are the prime suspects. They are brothers, right?
Yes, but it's highly out of character for Gideon or Reuben to kill someone. Even so, they were the only ones present when Mother Miriam died.
Daemons nurture our sinful desires into unthinkable actions, Virgil. One of the brothers has surely been seduced by a daemon. Whichever it is, I will unmask his lies and cast out the daemon within him.
May Einsoff's will be done. Amen.
Einsoff. Interesting.
To exorcise a daemon, we must uncover 4 things. First, the suspect.
There's the suspect.
We must identify which sinner is possessed by a daemon.
I'm guessing there's going to be a quiz on this later, so I'm going to write this down. Suspect. Alright, got it.
Second, the opportunity. When exactly was the murder committed?
When?
We can pinpoint the opportunity by analyzing each suspect's testimonies.
Got it.
Third, the means by which the murder has been committed.
Means?
The means can be found among the physical evidence at the scene of the incident.
Okay, that's good to know. It's good to know that means.
Fourth, the motive of the murderer,
Do demons
which can be
have a
found
motive?
in their inner world, their sanctum.
Oh, okay. I guess that's where we would find the demon.
The motive will tell us which daemon possesses the sinner.
Oh, okay. I'll stop being a smartass game.
Very well. Let
You
us
caught me.
begin our holy work.
Ooh. Neat. Okay, got some point and click. Who are you? Nah. What's this? The coronet blueprints, a valuable piece of physical evidence. Oh. A new entry is added to your evidence panel, which can be found on the lower left of your display. There you can access detailed information about the coronet blueprints. You must present them to the suspects in order to discover any contradictions. Oh, good to know. Whoa. What we got here? Coronet blueprint. Plans for constructing the Aether Coronet. The purpose of this device. The purpose of the device seems to be to amplify the user's Aether output. The components are amplifier, casing, and limiter. ACL. Got it. What about this? Spear blueprints. Found on Reuben's workstation, plans for restoring a relic that was recently brought to St. Walpurgis by Father Augustine. Spears. What we got here? Fun little drawing, alright, okay. Oh, she dead. You weren't kidding. Did she have a head? A new piece of evidence. Let's examine it now. Mother Miriam's body. The body is completely unharmed, but her head has exploded into a mess of blood and bone fragments. She doesn't have a head. I guess they weren't kidding about the surge of energy that she experienced. Well, just saying, that's a lot of blood to come out of the neck. Oh, the body's completely unharmed, but her head. Oh, I already read that. We already recorded in notes. That's okay. Let me get next one. Okay, coronet remains found near Mother Miriam's body. Parts of the amplifier component and bits of the casing have survived the explosion. Oh, okay. Okay, that's all part of one thing. But at least, like, they thought ahead and put up this, like, splash zone shield so that all the blood would stay inside here and wouldn't get on any of them. Door button. Door controls. Used to open and close the consecration chamber. Only operable from outside the chamber. Usage records show that it was opened twice this morning. Okay. That doesn't seem unusual. Control panel. Used to activate and control the concentration chamber. Usage records show that the Aether output during the ceremony was well beyond safe ranges. Ah. What's this? Coronet limiter. Oh. Found in Gideon's workspace in pristine condition. The component is required to safely install the coronet without causing an Aether oversurge. Well, that's suspicious. What if they're both possessed by demons? Consecration ceremony. 1. Place the coronet and the recipient in the chamber. 2. The performer and the recipient pray in silence. 3. Begin the song to start modulating the Aether. 4. Intensify the Aether output by bringing the performance to a crescendo. Well, that was a mighty crescendo this morning. Gotta say. What else we got? Nothing? Alright. You seem less guilty. Let's talk to you.
This is madness! I will not suffer this injustice! I am
this
Gideon the
injustice.
Grand, the greatest cybernetician of our generation. I am blessed. I don't know what went wrong this morning. My hands are guided by the divine.
I see only gaudy trinkets here. Mother Miriam died by your hands. Is that not so?
No, why would I want to harm her? I don't know why that didn't play. Maybe I accidentally skipped it. Mother Miriam was my patron. She loved me like a son. I did nothing wrong. The consecration chamber must have been compromised. Sister Ada is here to seek the truth, Gideon. You have nothing to fear if you are innocent. Please hear Gideon's testimony. Sister Ada, and judge for yourself if he speaks the truth. Testimony of a suspect is divided into events. Oh. You can access detailed descriptions of events by hovering over them. Oh, okay. You can manipulate the timeline marker to navigate any moment in the testimony. Well, this is neat. Ooh, okay. Oh, so the more, I'm assuming the more suspects I have, the more kind of tracks I have to walk through. All right. Let's see what Gideon has to say.
Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've performed this many times before, so I was confident.
This is cool. Corroboration, no specificity, no. Okay.
To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coordinates amplifier.
Well, wait a second. Let's re-examine what he said about Miriam's arrival.
To prepare for the ceremony, Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration.
Interesting. Gideon does not mention Reuben being present while greeting Mother Miriam. Oh. Select Mother Miriam's arrival and ask Gideon about it. Huh? Ask. Good. I should remember that I can ask a suspect about any statement in a testimony. Were you alone when greeting Mother Miriam? Yes, I'm certain I was alone then. He insists he was alone. I wonder if Reuben will corroborate this. For now, let's finish hearing the rest of his testimony. Alright.
To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coordinates amplification at my work table, and then placed it on Mother Miriam's head.
A likely story.
We began by closing our eyes and praying together to Ein Sof. I thought I heard the chamber open, but didn't think much of it.
That's suspicious.
Then I activated the consecration chamber and began the ceremony itself. The aether output was within safe ranges.
Wait. Yeah, eyes closed. What makes you so certain? We just looked at the the count or the console, and it said that it wasn't within safe ranges. Yeah, what makes you so certain that the ceremony was safe? Because I've performed this many times. Fine. I guess your perfectly plausible answer saves you this time. What's he saying? Nope. Whoa. No. Well, that's one way to lose your head. How about you?
An exorcist?
Yeah.
Surely there are no demons here, though. This was an accident, wasn't it? If Gideon is possessed, that would mean he did it on purpose. Horrible.
You must be the elder brother.
Yes, my name is Reuben Garamond. I am responsible for the engineering and design of our implants.
How did Mother Miriam die, exactly?
It was a completely preventable accident.
Oh, you say
Mother
so.
Miriam died because Gideon deliberately flouted the ceremonial guidelines for his own glory.
Really?
Gideon may be my flesh and blood, but he must take responsibility for his negligence.
Oh, I mean, that's fair enough. Let us hear what Reuben has to say. Keep in mind that Reuben's testimony may differ greatly. May different greatly. That seems like a typo. From Gideon's version of events. If an event is corroborated by another suspect testimony, it will be marked as verified on the timeline. Interesting. Let's listen to what Reuben has to say.
Mother Miriam came to us to receive a consecration ceremony,
Yeah.
but she wanted something extravagant.
Oh.
Gideon suggested setting the coronet to have maximum ether output. I warned him that doing so is highly dangerous.
Highly irregular.
Gideon convinced her to move forward with the ceremony anyway. Since he was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks.
This is part of his part of his testimony is rather long and repetitive. Let's move ahead to the next section to try to stop the ceremony. Okay. I'm glad it told me that because I was seriously thinking about it.
When Gideon activated the consecration chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong. I begged Gideon to stop, but he didn't listen.
Interesting. So in his version of events, he doesn't mention the door opening at all. I've heard enough. Let's leave him for now. Huh? Now that we've heard the testimony from each suspect, let's think carefully. Right? That's wildly different than what happened. I don't know. See, there is only one truth to the chain of events of this morning, and I doubt that either brother has told it to us. Okay, good. Ada knows that we're confused, and that neither one of them seems to be 100% truthful. So we must rely on Ein Sof, the greatest gifts to us, our minds. There are 3 ways we should consider what we've discovered. The first way is deduction, since there can only be one truth. If 2 things don't align, one or both of them are false. Fair enough. If Gideon and Reuben do not agree on something, someone is lying. Or, if what they say do not match the evidence I find, then they must be lying. Second is induction. Deduction, induction, convection, is that going to be the next one? I should base my theory based on what I discover. If my theory does not align with any of the testimonies or evidence that I find, then I should discard it. Okay, fair enough. Excuse me. If 2 theories are possible, then I should prefer the one that has more information that supports it. Okay. That said, induction alone is usually not enough. Finally, abduction. Huh. Isn't abduction forcibly taking somebody? I must hypothesize what could have happened, filling gaps in information with my imagination. This is the fastest and most powerful way of thinking, but also the most fraught. I should engage in each of the 3 ways in order to uncover the truth. Okay? Basically tell me to think it out, forehead. Okay, so we've got... Okay, already in notes. Okay, so we've got plenty of notes. That Miriam, newly appointed voice of Ein Sof, who was scheduled to receive the Aether Coronet implant. Okay. Gideon, younger brother, crafts the casing and ornaments of implants, handles the ceremonial aspects. Gotcha. Okay, so that part makes sense. That he would be leading the prayer and performing the ceremony. Okay. Elder brother, less popular than Gideon, who is dour, cynical demeanor, and is focused on the engineering of the implants. Okay, so then that's not weird that he would have the blueprints. So we have the amplifier, the casing, and the limiter. So the limiter's over here, clearly in his workshop. Alright. What do I... limiter found in Gideon's workspace in pristine condition. So does that mean that he just didn't install the limiter? How do I... Let's talk to the Inquisitor. Have you examined the explosion remains? If any component of the coronet is missing, that would suggest the incident was a sabotage. Oh. Okay. I mean, I thought I examined everything. Yeah, already in, Okay. Yeah. Can I talk to one of them again? Is that the thing? Okay. Let me see. Verified, corroborated. There's that. Try to stop. Miriam dies. Corroborated. Okay, maybe I go back and I talk to the younger brother. I want to... Okay, now that I've discovered important piece of evidence, let's ask the suspect about them. Oh, the game expected me to talk to them first rather than examine the scene. Gotcha. Let's select any evidence and ask him about it. Okay. Blueprints. Yep. Good. I should remember that I can ask a suspect about any evidence that I find. Is that Ruben's little chart? He sure loves making things complicated. True art comes from the soul. Nothing in that mess of lines and wires expresses the beauty of the coronet. Okay. Limiter. I want to ask you about that. Recognize this component, Gideon? It was found at your workstation. The coronet limiter. Impossible, but the explosion. How can it be undamaged? Someone must have removed it from the coronet prior to the ceremony. All but ensuring the ceremony would end in a bloody mess. I had nothing to do with this. Why would I sabotage my own work? Why indeed? Alright, yeah, ask. How exactly do you operate this device? Do you press the keys, much like a normal organ? That is a crude way to phrase it. I mean, not that kind of organ, Gideon. The thing in churches. There is much artistry in the performance. The rhythm and melody of my music affects how the energy is transferred into the implant. Okay. What's this? Consecration. Yeah, consecration ceremony. The consecration ceremony is meant to be glorious, beautiful. Ruben has always been devout, serious, and boring. We can't all be grand, I suppose. Oh, okay. Miriam. Coronet remains. Let's ask about that. My masterwork. It was perfectly fitted to Mother Miriam's brow. Even in pieces, you can see the sublime beauty of my artistry. But this can't be all that you found. Where's the limiter? Limiter? There was a safety device? The aether limiter was supposed to protect the coronet from an oversurge. Additionally, it was the crown jewel of the coronet. I suppose it's shattered. Damnation! Huh, okay. So he's surprised that it's gone. Oh! But the door controls, it has a log that the doors were opened twice, right? So that matches his, Gideon's testimony, but not the older brothers. These door access records show that the chamber was sealed during the ceremony. There you have it, proof the ceremony was performed flawlessly. Perhaps. What's curious is that the door was opened twice. The first time was when Reuben opened the door to let Mother Miriam in. The second time was just before the ceremony started, when you closed your eyes and prayed for guidance. With the one true God as my witness, I swear that's the truth. I kneeled and listened for his voice. It must have been Reuben who opened it for some reason. He was always skittish about the slightest possibility of malfunction. Oh, okay. Leave. I'll talk to the elder brother now. Can I ask? Okay. Curious. Reuben claims he went back to his workstation. What does Gideon say? Let's switch to his testimony. Oh. Oop.
To prepare for the...
Gideon claims that Reuben opened the door to the consecration chamber. Let's go back to Reuben.
Gideon convinced her to move forward with the ceremony anyway, since he was
unmask
going to
Reuben's
handle
lie.
everything.
Order Reuben. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's wild. Reuben Garamond, you did not return to your workstation after the discussion. Gideon ordered you to open the consecration chamber for Mother Miriam. Ordered me? Is that what he told you? Despite his delusions, Gideon is certainly not my master. I did open the chamber, it's true. I apologize for the omission. It's a regular part of our routine that it slipped my mind earlier. Okay. What else slipped your mind? Like the fact that you also went in and took the crown jewel out? Reuben has amended his testimony. Let's examine the open chamber. Good, this statement from Reuben's testimony is now verified for two reasons. One, corroboration. Gideon's testimony confirms that Reuben opened the door for Mother Miriam. Two, specificity. It has a shorter time frame and describes a clearer set of events. I can assume that any verified statement like this is true. Okay. What's more, the contradiction weakened the suspect's resolve. His eye of providence glows. Oh, shoot. He does have a glowing part of his head, which allows me to enter his sanctum, the digital representation of his mind. Let's use his third eye to enter his sanctum and see what truly motivates this suspect. Oh, okay. Let's go. What we got? Evidence discovered. Believer. Right? Yeah, this is so neat that you can go into someone's mind. Ooh, okay. We only cracked the outer layer of his sanctum this time. Still, let's examine the psychological evidence that we found. Interesting. The information will help me discern which statements to trust. Let's quickly examine each statement in his testimony again. Okay. We have... Excellent. Some of the statements are now supported by the suspect's psychology. Next, I must find correlations between the suspect's behavior and existing demons. Let's open the demonology. Lucifer the Proud, the Prince of Demons, and the eternal adversary of Ein Sof, manifest in the ambitions and strong-willed, promising them their heart's desire in exchange for their soul. Interesting. Beelzebub the Gluttonous, simple-minded demon that debilitates the host, turning them into feral beasts. The host is compelled to consume stranger and filthier things until nothing remains of their humanity. Probably not that one. Sathanas the Vengeful, a furious demon that strokes the simmering rage within the host, preys upon the fervent and the righteous, goading them to take matters into their own hands. That one sounds interesting. Lotan, the envious, playful but deceitful demon who slowly drives the host mad and whispers of their own inadequacy. The host blames others for their ill fortune until the apparent injustice drives them to take what is rightfully theirs. That's interesting as well. Okay. If the suspect is possessed, there should be a psychological evidence that has a clear correlation with the demon. To obtain further evidence, I must find more contradictions and present them to the suspect. Now that I've heard the testimony and gathered evidence, I can accuse the suspect. Really? To accuse the suspect, I must establish the opportunity, means, and motive of the crime. I can try as many times as I wish, but there's only one true answer for each section. Okay. Let's try to establish the opportunity. That seems like the easiest one. Let's present the section of a suspect's testimony. Okay. Opportunity? Right? Yeah. Good. If it's a valid answer, the suspect will be forced to admit they could have committed the murder at that time. Otherwise, the suspect will give a counter-argument as to why it's impossible. If I was in the chamber, then Gideon or Mother Miriam would have seen me. Oh, okay. What about when Gideon and Mother Miriam were praying? What indeed? Eyes closed. Anything could have happened. I was still working at that time. Do I have proof that he wasn't? If I do, I should contradict him before accusing him. During the ceremony, no one was inside the chamber other than Mother Miriam. If you're accusing me of sabotage, when could I have done this? Return. Wait. Oops. Next, let's... Well, wait. I want to go back to that. No! Shoot. Next, let's try and establish the means. Okay, means. Present the physical evidence. First, I need to present the physical evidence. Okay, that is... the limiter? No, that would be the coronet blueprints found on his workstation, right? That he was looking at the blueprints to know what to take out in order to cause an overload, essentially. Present. Good. Same as before, the suspect will accept any evidence if it is valid, and deny it if they can explain why I'm wrong. Okay. These blueprints prove that you have intimate knowledge of the coronet's inner mechanisms. Of course, because I designed and built them. Thus, you have the expertise to damage the coronet and sabotage the ceremony. Fair enough, but that also proves... but that only proves I could have done it, not that I actually did it. Gideon was the one that operated the device. How could I have affected the chamber or Mother Miriam? Okay. Fair. I need to present a psychological evidence from their own sanctum. Well, I only got devout, or believer. Or so he thinks. He knows that cybernetics are a critical part of the one truth. Present that. Good. If he is the culprit, then presented with the correct motive, the demon within him will compel him to speak the truth. Oh, interesting. If not, he will deny my claim. Mother Miriam was our patron. Why would I want to harm her? Your faith is what drove you to kill Mother Miriam. Why would you think so? If anything, my faith is the proof that I would not hurt a priestess. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. The accusation was unsuccessful, which means I must investigate further. Let us cancel for now and leave the suspect. Okay. I wish I could just switch over to... Oh, I can! Sweet, okay. Let's talk to Gideon, then.
Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplification at my work table, and then placed it on Mother Miriam's head.
Yes. What exactly did you modify? I modified the amplifier within to maximize to its maximum setting. To do so, I had to temporarily remove the limiter, but I made sure to replace it before taking it into the chamber. Suspicious. What if I told you that it was on your workstation the entire time? Okay, wait, no. That's just talking about it again. In the exact same way that we talked about it earlier. Why would I sabotage? Why indeed? Okay. Axe. Okay, oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I'm asking Gideon about his brother then. Gotcha. Did Reuben return to work? I have no idea. That's not important here anyhow. Oh. Dang it. Okay.
To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to
Ask. Okay. Yes, I saw Reuben lead Mother Miriam into the chamber, though I didn't see him open the door. However, Mother Miriam was inside when I brought the coronet, so Reuben must have opened it after all. Fair enough. So that is
Meanwhile, I
and
adjusted. To
verified.
prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration. Meanwhile,
Gideon claims the outer output values are within safe ranges, but the control panel indicates otherwise. Let's present the control panel to unmask his lie. Okay, that's where that comes in. I was wondering. Okay, you, control panel. Present. Boom, boom, boom. You lied, Gideon. The ceremony wasn't safe. The control panel's records showed that the aether output values were in abnormally high ranges. Of course it was. Mother Miriam wanted the coronet as powerful as it could be. Oh, shit. But I am Gideon the Grand. Oh. You fool. With my talents, I had it under control. I made no errors. You had your eyes closed for half the ceremony. Something else went wrong. I just don't know what. Gideon has amended his testimony. Let's examine. Maintain control. Good. This statement from Gideon's testimony is now verified for two reasons. One, specificity, shorter time frame. Two, physicality, consistent with. Yeah, gotcha. I can assume it's like this is true. Okay. Corroborated? No. Specificity? Yes. That one's good.
Mother, the aether output was.
I vaguely recall him coming up to me. I didn't hear him. I was too busy performing the ceremony. Oh. Interesting.
When Gideon activated the consecration chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong. I begged Gideon to stop, but he didn't listen. Since Gideon suggested...
Gideon didn't mention me being there? Typical. Oh, okay, that's all there was. Interesting. So try to stop the ceremony. What if I bring up
When
the-
Gideon activated the consecration chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong.
Lies unmasked. Test my patience, Reuben. Has your memory slipped once more? Door records show the consecration chamber was opened twice today. Given that Gideon was praying during this time, only you could have opened the chamber. It's true that I opened the chamber again just before the ceremony started, but I had my reasons. Something about the chamber seemed unseemly. Given what happened to Mother Miriam, I feel vindicated in my fears. Tell me what you did in the chamber. Ooh, jeez. Okay.
So I opened the consecration chamber to verify that the coronet was in working order.
Okay. Lie to me again, Reuben. It's gonna be your head this next time that explodes.
Everything seemed fine, so I returned to my desk again.
Which is the perfect time for you to have gone in, take the limiter out, put it on Gideon's desk. It's classic. Okay.
When
and then-
Gideon activated the consecration chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong. I begged Gideon to stop, but he didn't listen.
Are these the only pieces you found in the chamber, or that were found in the chamber? I see the casing and amplifier, but the limiter seems to be missing. How could that be? How indeed, Reuben. How indeed.
So I opened the consecration chamber to verify that the coronet was in working.
What were you checking?
He has to do.
To perform the consecration ceremony safely. Precision is critical. Okay? I wanted to make sure that the coronet was placed correctly on Mother Miriam. Uh-huh. Interesting. Spear blueprints. Let's ask about that. This is what I was working on during the ceremony. Father Augustine, a visiting scholar, asked me to help restore this relic. I'm quite proud of my work on it. It should be ready for tonight's mass. Uh-huh. Oh, can I go back into your mind? Oh, because I got another life. Envy. It is the envious one. The envy demon. Good. Alright. Let's see. Found in Reuben's sanctum. Why does Gideon get all the credit for Reuben's hard work? If only Gideon could be exposed for the fraud that he is. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Accused. Let's do motive. Envy. Mother Miriam's death was merely a means to an end. Humiliation of Gideon. Your envy of your brother's success. You want his fame, his glory. Aha! Yeah. Opportunity was check chamber. During the prayer, you claim to have opened the chamber to check the materials. This was when you sabotaged the ceremony. And means was... Is it the limiter or is it the blueprints? Operate the device. How could I have affected the chamber or Mother Miriam? I'm gonna say that. Did I? Wait, I already said that. What about coronet limiter? There's nothing faulty with the coronet itself. Indeed, the craftsmanship was flawless, as was Gideon's performance of the ceremony. But you removed the limiter from the coronet without Gideon's knowledge, which, coupled with the coronet's high amplification, caused an oversurge. Gideon's arrogance may have endangered Mother Miriam, but you ensured she would die from it. Got you. Accused.
Ein Sof sees all, Reuben.
Alright, I got it now. I think I'm in the groove. I think I found a groove for this game. That's awesome.
You killed Mother Miriam to frame Gideon and take him down a peg. With Gideon gone, a daemon whispered that people would finally recognize you for your genius.
I am older than Gideon. My work is better than Gideon, and more important. But
And
no
more
one
important.
sees my
Oof.
work. No one understands my work.
Confess, Reuben. Tell us what the daemon made you do.
Oh, jeez. Wait, do I do that? Whoa.
Demonic corruption runs deep within Reuben's soul. Yet Reuben may still be saved. I must speak the daemon's true name. Then the daemon will be cast out.
Oh, please let me look it up again. I don't
Ein
remember that.
Sof, guide me. What daemon has possessed Reuben?
Oh, thank goodness. I get the full dictionary definition of the demon. Let him go. Just. He just did it to lash out at his younger brother. Siblings. They all do it. Righteous. Goading them to take matters. I don't think it's that one. I think it's, Lotan.
Out, Lotan! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
Magnificently done, Madam Exorcist.
Thank you.
The power of Ein Sof compels you, Lotan. Leave this soul and return to the ether.
Thousands of years, and you humans never change. Never satisfied, always comparing, wanting more. Someone else is always richer, prettier, wiser, better.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing can ever fill that void within you. Not even me.
Silence, Lotan. Reuben may yet be redeemed. You are a scourge. Without your influence, a good woman would still be alive. Leave humans be, Lotan. I banish you to the ether!
As you wish, but I'll return soon enough.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
My prince and master Lucifer walks among you.
Well, way to give up the plot, man. I mean, Lucifer's not going to be too happy that you told him that, or you told us that. Now we know.
Lucifer will open the gates of hell,
Don't-
and at last
you're spoiling in the
humanity will
game.
remember its full
Don't tell us all
potential.
this.
Until then, Madam Exorcist, adieu.
Oh, a French demon.
forth, Reuben. What remains of you?
Thank.
Exactly. Yeah, giving up all of Lucifer's secrets. Now, you said the quiet part out loud, Lotan, okay? Now you're going to be stuck there with Lucifer for, thousands of years, and he's not going to be too happy that he finally got out of the ether, and we know about it from you.
He's silent and still. Poor soul. Rest, Reuben. Heal, if you can.
Sister Ada, you've returned. Was there a demon at work after all?
I'm afraid
Totally a
so.
demon.
The exorcism was a success. Reuben's soul has been purged. Unfortunately, the daemon was difficult to cleanse. Reuben is returned to pure innocence.
Oh, dang. System-wide.
What? The exorcism shattered his mind? Can you bring him back?
It's out of my hands. If Ain Suf wills it, maybe Reuben will heal.
Guards, please escort this shell to the cryostasis cellar.
Cellar?
I pray for his swift recovery. Abbot Gregory!
Oh, hey, Greg.
Praise be to Ein Sof, Sister Ada. You have saved us all.
What did you want with that spear, buddy?
On behalf of everyone at St. Walpurgis, I express our utmost gratitude.
We are not yet safe. We must act quickly until we locate the source of the demonic influence. We don't understand yet why demons would act after 100 years.
I mean, 100 years has to be pretty short for demons.
Holy
Demons.
Father, we must quarantine the abbey and the surrounding town immediately. Detain and interrogate anyone who seems suspicious.
We can try, Sister Ada, but it will be difficult, as we have visitors arriving hourly.
Lock them up. All visitors. Just tell them it's a tour of the prison cells.
Much like yourself, pilgrims from afar are here to celebrate Walpurgisnacht.
Yeah, 100 years. Extended lunch. I mean, if it were like 1 million or like 100,000, that'd be more like that. But, I mean, honestly, for demons to take a plan and in 100 years execute it, that's pretty good. That's like coming up with that's like having a work lunch and like being able to like solve like 6 problems or like plan out like 6 weeks in ahead. It's a very productive lunch.
It's such a shame Mother Miriam couldn't bear witness to it.
You seem quite broken up about it.
Ah, yes. The priestess. We must destroy her body immediately.
Serious communication. Her body immediately.
Traces of demonic influence may remain from her contact with Reuben.
What about Gideon? He's had the most contact with Reuben.
No, Sister Ada, thank you for your concern, but we absolutely cannot.
She already has a demon in her.
Mother Miriam was a prominent figure and well-loved, with decades of service. We must treat her body with dignity and give her a proper burial. Send Mother Miriam's body to the mortuary for embalming.
Your Excellency, we really ought to take the advice of the exorcist.
Virgil knows what's up.
Mother Miriam's body has been desecrated enough, Virgil. Send her to the mortuary, now.
When I have to come and exorcise a headless Mother Miriam who's walking around kicking ass and taking names, then you're gonna look foolish, Abbot Gregory.
As you command, Your Excellency.
Holy Father, you are making a grave mistake.
That's enough with the gallows humor there, Ada. A woman's died. And we don't need to mention her grave just yet.
Sister Ada, don't worry yourself. All will be well. St. Walpurgis' triumph over Lucifer has brought us a century of peace and bliss.
And why would he not try and attack on the eve of our 100-year anniversary of that? Abbot.
It's horrifying that a demon was exorcised from our abbey, but surely it was the final remnant.
It's funny you say that. He actually told us that Lucifer's walking among us.
The daemon within Reuben spoke of Lucifer's return. Lucifer's ways are insidious. Even the most devout among us have temptations.
It's a shame Brother Reuben fell to the demon. But the rest of my flock is stronger. Faith shall be their shield. Now, please excuse me. This evening's mass requires my attention.
Don't say.
We are honored by your presence, Sister Ada. Praise be to Ein Sof.
Praise be.
Even the Holy Father can be foolish then. Ein Sof. Let it not be true that Lucifer walks. But if it is, Ein Sof, guide me, that I may unmask all lies, no matter how painful.
Whoa. The daemon's final words haunted me. Lucifer was already among us. I wanted to destroy Mother Miriam's body to purge any traces of demonic influence. Abbot Gregory did not heed my words. Mother Miriam was to be given a proper burial. That afternoon, Inquisitor Virgil sent for me, asking urgently to meet him at the graveyard. Ooh, what's going on? Is it the
Praise
grave-
Ein Sof. Thank you for coming to our aid so quickly, Sister Ada.
You said it was urgent. Has something happened to Mother Miriam's body?
No, in some ways, that would have been easier. There is now a second untimely death.
Another murder. On the very same day. This can't be a coincidence.
Localized in this abbey.
That isn't for me to say, but this time, the victim is a younger acolyte named Isaac. His remains were found in the grave that was dug for Mother Miriam.
Oh, jeez.
Poor kid's throat was slit.
Man, he didn't
Gruesome.
even get his own grave.
Who was at the graveyard when the body was found?
Only 3 people were present this afternoon. A scholar, an embalmer, and a grave tender. Father Augustine is a scholar, visiting for Mother Miriam's funeral. The victim was his apprentice. Sister Nerissa, an embalmer with a sterling reputation, preparing Mother Miriam's body for burial. Finally, Abraham, the grave tender, a layman who has kept the grounds of the abbey for many years.
He's probably fine then.
None of them say they were near the grave until after the body was discovered.
Well, of course you'd say that.
Which means someone is lying. No matter. Ein Sof sees all. We will unmask their lies and bring the truth forward. I swear it.
Do it. Let's get some truth going. Yes, who are you? Virgil? Nah. Who are you? Ah, groundskeeper Willie? Oh, no, scholar.
You must be Father Augustine. The victim was your apprentice, correct?
Correct. And you are Sister Ada, the exorcist. It is a unique pleasure.
Thank you, but I only serve Ein Sof according to my calling. Why are you here, Father? I'm visiting in preparation for Mother Miriam's sudden funeral. But, wait, no. You were the one who was getting the spear earlier, right? I don't think I have that evidence anymore. It is a true blessing to witness your holy work, Sister Ada. I pray Isaac can rest in peace. How long did Isaac study under you? Did you know him well? He was a fine apprentice, a ready mind and willing soul. I will mourn him in my own way. But I must admit, the prospect of witnessing an exorcism is an unexpected silver lining. If I find you guilty, Father Augustine, you'll find the experience to be unpleasant. Tell me now, what happened this afternoon? Leave nothing out. I began by taking an afternoon stroll.
I arrived at the graveyard with Isaac for Mother Miriam's funeral. Isaac headed to the mortuary on a minor errand.
Talks to the sister, I'm
Then
guessing.
I passed through the graveyard until I saw the statue of Saint Walpurga. What craftsmanship, and so well maintained. Glorious. For most of the afternoon, I was walking through the graveyard, merely observing and admiring. At sunset, I wandered to the back area to meet with Isaac. I was surprised to find an open grave with something inside.
Why did you wander into the back?
I was horrified to discover that it was
Byron
Isaac's dead
murder,
body.
indeed.
That's when I called for help.
Well, looking at his the fruits of his labors, murdering young Isaac, who knew better and who was starting to question Father August, Father Augustine. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Really, just kind of spent most of the day doing nothing. It's hard to corroborate that. Sickle. Lightweight blade slices through the air to trim grass and chop weeds. Easily injure someone. Yep. That's immaculately maintained grave shows the genealogy of an illustrious family. There isn't a blade of grass out of place around the stone. Okay. What we got? The statue of Saint Walpurga, founder of the abbey and patron saint of exorcists. What's over here? Ooh, Aether scanner. What's that? A portable Aether-powered device for recording images and texts. Neat. What do we got here? Damn. Isaac's body, victim's body. The apprentice's useful face is serene above his cleanly slit throat, with no bruising. However, an angry scar runs across his stomach. Oh, really? That's odd. Already recorded. What's this? Surgical multi-tool. What the hell is that doing here? Found on the staircase between the mortuary and the grave, an ether-powered tool for making incisions and applying preservatives and closing wounds. Oh, okay. I guess it's not completely out of place. Presumably, Sister, forgot her name already, had that in hand when she was coming out of here. Examine muddy footprints. Down on the floors of the mortuary, still wet. Important. Leads from the back exit of the mortuary to the embalming table. Oh. Okay. What do we got here? Bloody liver. Ooh. Tasty. Down on the table with other entrails, still partially warm and moist. Okay, I'll take your word for it. It appears mangled in some way. Perhaps smashed? Did the apprentice get into a fight with the sister here, punch her liver, not the liver in her, but like the liver on the table, and then run out in a huff, and then she chased after him with a multi-tool? As likely as anything. What's that? Graveyard schedule. Records show two notable entries for today, both explicitly authorized by Abbot Gregory. Funeral for Mother Miriam at sundown. Visit by Father Augustine, unrestricted. So, I mean, Abbot Gregory's Lucifer, right? Like, he's letting all the other demons in and giving them access to things, right? Trouble. Huh. But I want to know what's right here. Okay. A bundle of fresh blossoms. Like that found on a grave. Why were they on the floor? Why indeed. I want to see what the shovel has to say. Shovel. Found hanging in the back area of the mortuary. Heavy, bulky, and caked with dirt. Okay. Sorry. Hit the mic there. Hopefully you didn't hear anything. Embalmed body. Is that Mother Miriam? Yeah, okay. Miriam. Newly appointed voice of Ainsof. Scheduled to receive an aether coordinate implant at the workshop. Merger in the morning. Yep. Checks out. Narissa.
Praise Ainsof. You must be the famed exorcist. It is an honor, sister. I'm Narissa, and I serve Ainsof by preparing the dead for burial. I take pleasure in providing cleanliness and comfort for bodies after their souls have departed.
I see. Narissa, how did you know the victim?
Not at all. The first time I saw him, he was curled in that grave, dirty and bloody.
Interesting.
The whole afternoon, I prepared Mother Miriam's body for burial. There isn't much else to tell.
Oh, talk to Abraham. Okay.
Early this afternoon, I informed Abraham of the funeral
Right?
scheduled
Yeah.
for this evening.
She's sus. Sus already.
Once Abraham left, I started preparing the body for burial. I was alone the entire time. No one came by.
Okay. Heck that noise. No one came by at all? Nobody, which was perfect because I need silence to focus. Contradict. Arrival for funeral. Yeah. Lies, Narissa. Father Augustine saw you speak to Isaac by the entrance of the mortuary. Isaac entered the mortuary, admitted. Very well, there's no use hiding it. Why would you lie about that? Why? That looks so bad if you lie about ever meeting the person who was just murdered. Please know, nothing untoward happened. The victim only stopped by for a moment. What else are you not telling me? I want to see this. What are you going to tell me? Famine survivor. Okay. Interesting. Oh no. Oh no. Is she infected by Beelzebub? Beelzebub? And that's why she has a mask on right now, because she's got blood over her face because she was eating that liver from Mother Miriam. Oh. Maybe I should actually listen to her testimony.
Early this
before
afternoon, I
straight,
informed Abraham of the funeral scheduled
accusing
for this
her
evening.
of cannibalism. Okay.
The truth is that the apprentice did come by. He asked for a bouquet for the funeral later that day.
Oh, he wanted the... Oh, the bouquet.
When I showed him the bouquet, he held it for a moment and then threw it on the floor. I suppose it wasn't to his master's tastes. I forgot to pick it back up.
Okay. Is that why you killed me?
Then the boy asked to be taken to the rear fields before the funeral, so I led him out the back exit.
Uh-huh.
Mid-afternoon, Abraham barged into the mortuary, bellowing that the grave is now ready. I sent him away to focus. After Abraham's disturbance, I completed the embalming to the best of my humble abilities.
Where did the... Oh, those are some sounds. Where did the footsteps come from? Oh my god.
Just
I'm
after
sorry.
dark,
Those are
I
some...
heard a scream from the back
Yeah,
field.
humble brag as well.
A dead body was found.
I'm telling you, once she takes that mask off, she's gonna have blood all over her face. I want to pause that. I want to
After Abraham's
ask about that. Do you consider your work complete then? I did my best given the circumstances. I always do. I want to know about surgical multi-tool. Yeah, I found your multi-tool, Narissa. I'm truly grateful, Sister Ada. Where did you find this? It was lying in the grass near the rear staircase. Impossible, unless someone else had stolen it. Surely Abraham couldn't do such a thing. Already throwing Abraham under the bus. Already. But you already said you were finishing preparations. Did that not include using your multi-tool? I want to know about the liver too. This is Mother Miriam's embalmed liver. It seems rather deformed. What happened to it? My apologies, Sister Ada. I must have mishandled it. Organs are very delicate, you know. What are these bite marks I see around kind of the top of it? Is that normal? Does the body just kind of, you know, grow bite marks, you know, from mishandling? How exactly mishandled? Were you curious? Did you try and, you know, taste it? At sunset. Was surprised. I'm gonna no wait, no, not that. Maybe can I contradict with footprints? I don't think. Oh,
Then the boy asked to be taken to the rear fields before the funeral, so I let him out the back exit. Mid-afternoon, Abraham barged into the mortuary. After Abraham's disturbance, I completed the embalming to the best of my humble abilities.
Okay. Maybe I need to talk to Abraham first. I feel like the muddy footprints. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. Is it Abraham then? I'm calling everyone a cannibal. Because I'm wondering if, no, because she said she never walked away from that room. Anyway, I need to talk to Abraham before I just wad with accusations. What's this? Flowers? What's this? The devil's herb? I knew something nefarious is afoot. The abbey must be purified if it's set. I should dispose of any that I find. Don't tell me, like, she's finding weed and it's like, no, we must get rid of it. The devil's herb, the jazz cabbage, we must get rid of it. Rid of it all. Anything else? No. Where the heck is Abraham? Let's see, does he know where Abraham is? Did you notice the muddy footprints of the mortuary, Sister Ada? The rainfall begins around dusk. That means the prints were left by someone who walked in after that time. Oh, thank you. But I want to know where the third suspect is, please. I can't quite find him to interrogate him. Oh, Jesus, he's right there.
Release me! I had nothing to do with that boy.
I'm so lucky that I stumbled ass first into him. I would have never found him.
You must be Abraham, the grave tender.
I am. I've worked here for 30 years, worked hard without complaint. Look around you. Every bush trimmed, every headstone polished, because of me. Little prideful there. I have done all that is asked of me and more. Yet the moment something goes wrong, I'm the one blamed? It's not personal. Even the most steadfast among us may fall prey to Lucifer's whispers, Abraham. What about the devil's herb? Are you growing a pot farm on the grave, in the graveyard, Abraham? Because, I mean, Mr. Everything, not a thing out of place. Well, I found some, you know, found some questionable things. Are you sure? 100% sure? You dug the grave in which the victim was found, didn't you? Actually, I didn't dig anything today. Then who did? How would I know? I've been busy, working as always.
As the grave tender, any crimes that took place here are your responsibility.
Preach it, Ada.
If you are truly innocent, hide nothing, and tell me what happened. We'll find the truth together.
Hot dang.
I spent the early afternoon tending to the bushes by the mortuary.
Okay.
When I headed back to the mortuary, Nerissa told me there was nothing else special to do for the day. So I left her to her. I walked through the mortuary, then headed downhill towards the benches.
Pause. I'm contradicting that. I think. Not sure how that proves me wrong. Okay. I guess she wasn't clear that he left exactly through the door in the back. Okay, he's got the scythe. Okay. Uh-huh.
I spent the remainder of the afternoon resting on a bench.
Contradict with the location of the sickle. The sickle was found by the gravestones that you were supposedly polishing. Admitted, Abraham, you left it there. Fine, of course I had the sickle. I had to tend to the grass around the graves. I didn't mention it because I thought it made me look suspicious. Now you've made yourself even more suspicious. Amend your testimony. Haha. And let's see what we got now. We're hacking the system. Oh, please. I'm sorry, buddy. What do we got? Found in Abraham's sanctum. Though it was over 100 years ago, Abraham mourns his family's fortunes, so quickly reducing their status. Does that mean that you are susceptible to be prideful? Right? Give us all of your secrets.
I spent the early afternoon tending to. I had a sickle with me because I wanted to trim the grass around a grave in the front field.
Is that your family, Abraham? Is that why it's so polished and so neat? I want to ask about this. So you admit that you had you admit you had the sickle with you since you left the mortuary. Yes, I did, and then I used it to trim the grass. That's what it's for. Fair enough. I want to know more about the nobles. Yeah. Notice that? It's my family's old grave. Freaking knew it. We're not nobility anymore, but the abbey's grounds once belonged to my ancestors. Uh-huh. It was all confiscated after my great uncle, Sergius, was branded a heretic. Too bad for the rest of us. So you would have a grudge against the entire abbey then. Potentially. I mean, I'm just, Abraham, I'm just throwing, throwing theories out there. Maybe it's Ainsop's humor that I work the land now as a laborer. Life has its ups and downs. It's a good job. Be that as it may. And survival grief. I think. I still am curious about Beelzebub. Or Beelzebub. Although it might be... I don't think we're going to find Lucifer just yet. And we already got Lotan out of here. It might be vengeful. He might be vengeful about his family's reduced status. But, yeah. Okay. Suddenly I heard someone call for help from the back field. I ran over, surprised to see a dead body in the grave. Okay, so that part matches up at least. They all agree that Father Augustine found the body, and they all came from their respective areas at the end.
I walked through the mortuary, then headed downhill towards the benches.
Okay, what about fire statue, show bouquet? I don't have anything on Augustine.
For most of the afternoon, I was walking through the graveyard, merely observing and admiring.
I wonder, can I ask about...
Then I...
Was he? I don't recall seeing him there. Ah, dang it. I was wondering if I could get him to admit to that or not. Let me see. Where's Let me actually go back to Abraham. This is super
I
cool.
spent the early afternoon tending to the
that,
bushes by the
we
mortuary.
have an easy way of swapping back and forth between people and interrogating them. That's super cool. And like a really great quality of life thing that I don't have to try and maneuver back and forth between these people on the map. But I want to ask you about the muddy footprints. These can't be my footprints. It's true that I went inside the mortuary after working outside, but that was before the rain. Uh-huh. Let me get Nerissa on the line.
When I showed him the bouquet, he held it for a moment.
I apologize for the filth. Normally the mortuary is kept pristine, I assure you, but today is hardly a normal day. Is that all you got to say about it? Mother Miriam, there's a large incision down her stomach. Judging from the uneven coloring and chemical scent, she appears partially embalmed. So that's interesting that the deceased was noted as having a scar down his stomach as well. Ask about that. Mother Miriam. This was the body I was preparing for the funeral tonight. A horrible way to die. At least her inner organs were intact. Her tasty, tasty inner organs. I can read between the lines, Nerissa. Don't you even worry about it. Victim's body I want to ask about. Can we perform an autopsy on the victim's body, Nerissa? I have your multi-tool here. Is this truly necessary, Sister Ada? The victim's cause of death is quite clearly from having his throat slit, but there's no bruising. There's something peculiar about that abdominal scar. Let's reopen it and see what lies within. As you wish, sister. Please give me a moment. Please be a missing liver. Please be a missing liver. There, it's ready. Good, let's have a closer look. Yeah, strange liver! Woo! What's this? His liver. It's loose. It's not attached to the rest of his organs at all. Show me potato liver. What we got? It's an embalmed liver. You can tell by the patchy coloring. Uh-huh. But I have no idea why it would be in the victim's body when he'd only just died. Nerissa, you got a a hankering for human liver. I get it. Still gotta get that demon out of you.
That mid-afternoon, Abraham barged into the mortuary, bellowing that the grave is now ready. I sent him away to focus.
Yep.
After Abraham's disturbance, I completed the embalming to the best of my humble abilities. Then the boy asked to be taken to the rear field when I showed him. The truth is that the apprentice did come by.
Oh, wait.
Early
I
this
got something on
afternoon,
her.
I informed Abraham.
Is contradictory. Because he was tending the bushes. He wasn't inside at all. Then Abraham knew about the funeral? Certainly hope so. Why else would he dig a grave? Oh, well, I also got an idea of him not digging a grave. So contradictory. Tend the bushes. Present. I don't think it contradicts what I said. Gosh dang it. Actually, no. So I have something on Abraham then.
I spent the early afternoon tending to the bushes by the mortuary.
Contradict. Update. Present. There we go. I got it the opposite way. I so want her to be a cannibal. I'm sorry. She's already guilty in my mind. I want her to take the mask off and for her to just be like a vampire or like have like, huge incisors and just be like some cannibal. You might trim the hedges most days, but you didn't today, did you? Instead, Nerissa asked you to dig a grave for the funeral. That's true. It's no part of my job. I shouldn't have lied about it, I know. I'm worried that if I told the truth, I thought that you'd think I killed that boy, but I didn't. When you lie to me, you veil the truth from the eye of Ainsof. Speak the truth now. There is no room for error in this investigation. Fine, I dug the grave for the funeral, just doing my job, but it was empty when I left it. I mean, graves just don't appear out of nowhere. Of course someone would have dug it. And why wouldn't I think that you would have dug it, Abraham? Man, your story's falling apart. Integrity. I mean, I'm not seeing much integrity now. I'm sorry, dude, but you're founded Abraham's sanctum. He values honesty and sincerity. He genuinely loathes lying to try to escape. accusation. I'm going to ask you about it. I regret lying. I'm an honest person, but I felt like I had to defend myself somehow from being accused. Look at how much changed. Oh my god.
Nerissa told me there'd be an urgent funeral in the evening.
Dude.
I'm not usually told who it's for. So I picked up the shovel and went down to the rear plot to dig a new grave.
Nice. Dig that grave.
The ground was hard. Took me some time to dig that hole.
Ground was hard, got it.
I took a long break while digging. It's within my rights. There wasn't anyone else around, so it was nice and peaceful. Then I got back to it and finished digging the grave.
Man, you get, your 2 breaks a day, every couple hours. That's fine, Abraham.
When the grave was ready, I walked back to the mortuary to let Nerissa know. When I headed back to the mortuary, Nerissa told me there was nothing else special to do for the day. So I left her to her work. I walked through the mortuary, then headed downhill towards the benches.
Okay. Oh wait, where's
Then I got back to it and finished digging the...
No, I didn't see anyone coming from the back of the exit from the mortuary. Aha! Nerissa, I got you again.
Then the boy asked to be taken to the rear.
So you saw him, he's heading towards the grave. That's right, he left the mortuary at the back. Contradict. Shoot. Head towards that. Present. Shoot. Present. Yeah, okay. I figured it was one of them. I should have went with the break one, the first one. I don't know why Abraham would lie, but the victim left through the door. I swear, I saw it myself. Wait. Despite conflict with other testimonies or evidence, the suspect insists that the following is true. Interesting. Oh. Whoa. Then do I talk to Abraham? Wait, okay, let me look at the demons again. Stranger until nothing remains of the host of their humanity. Okay. Feral beasts. Okay, that's not quite her, I'd say. Fervent and the righteous, goading them to take matters in their own hands. He's not exactly righteous, although he does value honesty. I got nothing on Augustine. That makes me the most uncomfortable.
The ground was hard. Took me some time to dig that hole.
Okay. Shoot, what do I have? Can I ask about the shovel? Yeah, that's my shovel. It's built to last. Good workmanship. Okay. I usually leave it in the mortuary when I'm not using it. Okay. I should ask about the Aether scanner. Graveyard schedule. I don't know anything about this. Nerissa handles all the scheduling and tells me when I need to do something. Okay. Let's talk to Nerissa again. I need to
When
get
I showed him the bouquet,
a lie
he held
or
it for a
something out of
moment
her.
and then threw it on the floor.
Yeah. This is a smaller branch in the cemetery. A quieter place for more wealthy patrons. There were no other burials scheduled for today, even this week. Okay. Nope. Okay, I want to talk to...
Then I passed through the graveyard until I saw the statue of Saint Walpurga. What craftsmanship, and so well maintained.
This is my Aether scanner. I used it to record images and parse them into clips. I mean, it doesn't do anything.
For most of the afternoon, I was walking through the
Oh, wait,
graveyard,
okay.
merely observing and admiring.
Contradict. With head towards benches. Present. I don't quite know what you're asking. Ask. This is a lengthy stroll. Tell me more about what you were doing. You doubt me? Show me proof I was doing something else. Let's see. If I hear you were over here, so that doesn't contradict him. But head towards benches.
I walked through the mortuary, then headed downhill towards the benches.
Yeah. What about that? Did you see him on a stroll? Maybe he was. I was elsewhere. Oh, damn it. Gotta get Augustine on something. Trim grass. He's so, like, out of the loop of everybody else, though.
So I picked up the shovel and went down to the rear plot. Nerissa told me there'd be an urgent funeral in the evening. I'm not usually told who it's for. So I picked up the shovel and went down to the rear plot to dig a new grave.
And dug the grave. Our statue. What about... What don't I know? I already know these. Famine survivor. Memory found in Nerissa's sanctum. She grew up during the Great Famine, feeding on anything she could. Eventually found sustenance, but at what cost? See, you don't put it like that, game. That's super sus. Okay, I gotta go back to Nerissa then.
The truth is that the apprentice did come by. He
Let
asked
me
for a
ask about the
bouquet for the
bouquet.
funeral later that day.
Yes. I prepare these for visitors to the cemetery. You would be surprised that how often people forget to bring anything to honor their dead ones. Their loved ones, sorry. Oh wait, I don't get shoot, I don't. There's no devil's grass or jazz cabbage or whatever it was. That's not evidence. I actually want to talk to Augustine.
I
about-
arrived at the graveyard with Isaac for Mother Miriam's funeral.
It's beautiful. Was it with Isaac? I asked him to fetch me a bouquet. Strange. Okay. Muddy footprints. Footprints in the mortuary? Unfortunately, I know nothing about this. Perhaps they are Isaac's? Could be. Isaac went to the
Then I
end.
passed through the graveyard until I saw the statue of Saint Walpurga. What craftsmanship!
Let me go back to Abraham.
Then I got back to it and finished digging.
No, I didn't see one coming from the back exit. Okay.
When the grave was ready, I walked back to the mortuary to let Nerissa know. When I headed back to the mortuary, I walked through the mortuary, then headed downhill towards the benches.
What about multi-tool? That's definitely Nerissa's. I've seen her using it at her table. At her table many times, getting the dead ready to rest. Okay. Teenaged youth, aspiring to be a scholar, raised in the church, he joined Augustine as his apprentice 8 months ago. Okay. Maybe go back to Augustine. I suppose it cuts and injects and repairs. I've never used one myself.
But then Nerissa told me there'd be an urgent funeral in the evening.
So wait,
When I headed back to the mortuary, Nerissa told me there was nothing else special to do for the day.
For most of the afternoon, I was walking
Augustine
through the
is on his
graveyard,
stroll.
merely observing and
both
admiring.
Nerissa and Abraham are in the back of the mortuary. He could have gone into the mortuary and stolen the multi-tool at that time. It's preserved in a remarkable condition. Marvelous craftsmanship. To shame the family has become disgraced. Yeah, I bet you think it's a horrible shame. That. Was this from Isaac's body? You must be mistaken, as it's entirely dried out and discolored. I don't bet just let me ask. Is that what he claims? Fascinating. Contradict with head towards present. I don't quite know what you're talking about. Shoot. Let's see. Admire statue. Why did you leave your Aether scanner though?
At sunset. For most of the
Wait.
At sunset, I wandered to the back area to meet with Isaac. I was surprised to find an open grave with something inside.
At sunset. That's when the rain started. So the only person who's uncorroborated at that time is Nerissa. So that's where sunset begins. Shoot. graveyard spiritual. Bloody river. Statue. Back to Marissa.
After Abraham's disturbance, I completed the embalming to the best of my humble abilities.
Contradict with muddy footprint. What's that? I don't think that contradicts what I said. Dang it. Multi-tool. Present. Thank you for finding it. I had difficulty finishing the embalming without it. Damn it. Don't take it. It's evidence. Bloody liver? Present? Okay, that's it. That was it. I knew there was something about this. This liver is still bloody. How could you possibly claim that it is ready for burial? Exactly. I couldn't finish the burial preparations in time because I misplaced my surgical tool. Why was the surgical tool one of the things that could catch her in the lie then? That made more sense. The thing that she said, I completed it to the best of my ability. No, you didn't. You didn't have your tools. I searched all over the mortuary for it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Okay. So what you got? Carnivore. Game. I'm on to you. I am on to you. Oh, I'm going for no reason. Okay, let's see. Let's go back.
Mid-afternoon, Abraham barged into the mortuary,
Sorry about
bellowing that the grave
I
is
keep
now ready.
accidentally unpausing
I sent him away to focus.
things on my mouse.
After Abraham left, I noticed that my multi-tool wasn't in my pocket. I
We
searched
see you,
all
nurse.
over the
Exactly,
mortuary for it,
Merriman.
but it was missing.
We're on to her. Missing. So she searches the back room. And then she tries to finish embalming.
I did what I could without making new incisions, but that made things slower and messier. I'm not pleased with the results.
Right? Yeah. Oh, geez, what did she just do? You use a multi-tool? What kind of establishment's in this? I want to see your crematorium or your mortuary manager. I hope it's not a demon like in that one game. Okay, more of that noise. Okay. Okay.
Just after dark, I heard a scream from the back field. A dead body was found.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Carnivore. All that, and there's this, the unverified.
Then the boy
asked. So, well, I guess I didn't ask about this. So when you saw him last, he was headed towards the grave. That's right. He left the mortuary out the back. I mean, it does place him and Abraham at the exact right spot. What it doesn't account for is the liver. Abraham did not have access to the sickle at that time. And Clarissa is a cannibal. Doesn't account for any of those. Okay, that last one's hearsay for now. Victims. Multi-tool. So wait, okay, let me leave this for now. I want to see if I missed something inside the mortuary. Like where she hid Isaac while or when Abraham came by. Although, I mean, to be fair, so if we're thinking about this on a timeline, it doesn't make sense with some of the evidence, but if Isaac left through the back, Abraham would be in the right spot and alone, murder him and put him in the grave. However, we know that the muddy footprints happened right here. So that means that someone was down at the graveyard and ran up right to where the liver is. She killed Isaac at the graveyard, swapped livers right there, and then ran back in here and started eating it, and then ran out because of the grave was discovered. I think so. Oh wait, I gotta talk. I probably gotta talk. God, this is convoluted. I think I'm finding something. I want to start accusing. Motive. I never met the victim before. Why would I want to kill him? What would I gain? You are... I mean, a carnivore seems oddly exotic cuts of meat, especially... Sister Ada, I admit I enjoy meat. I mean, we all do. Sometimes even sinfully, on days of fasting, but I always repent and am cleansed. Why would that make me kill someone? I can buy what I want from the butcher. Fair enough, okay. Oh, why are there two here? That's interesting. Opportunity. You killed Isaac when he was visiting the mortuary to fetch the bouquet. I admit he came by, but he left shortly afterwards. If he died in the mortuary, why was his body found in the grave? Because his body was moved. That's when it happened. Okay, return. Take Isaac to the exit. What's this? Oh, game, why? If he died in the mortuary, why was his body found in the grave? Oh, okay. Means. Okay, you got the multi-tool. Seriously? We even need to talk about it? Surgical multi-tool is designed for precise incisions into hardened tissue. It would have sliced through living tissue with ease. Okay, boom. I got means. I know it's her. 100% I know it's her. Besides, nothing else could have allowed the killer to seal the wound on the victim's stomach. 100%. He had no bruising on his neck, which I think implies that that was post-mortem and to distract from the incision on the abdomen. Opportunity. So, he died in the mortuary. Why was his body... Oh, did they do it together? Go bouquet. Look for... I mean, try to finish. Present. After you dismissed Abraham, you weren't searching for the multi-tool. You dragged the victim's body to the grave, hoping to bury it before anyone arrived. Boom. Got it. Motive. Your motive is you're a famine survivor. My past has nothing to do with the victim. I never met him before. Today. Shoot. Present the psychological evidence. I got nothing. Return. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that.
I did what I could without making new incisions, but that made things slower and messier.
Oh wait, no.
I'm not pleased with the results. After Abraham left...
Pass. Okay, if it wasn't in the mortuary, that seems improbable. I thought the same, but I searched everywhere inside. It's just not here somewhere. Okay. But I have that, so I want to contradict that with the multi-tool. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I can only contradict two statements, I believe. What else do we got? Let's see. I gotta get one more. I think I gotta get like one more lie out of her. Great Isaac. Show him the bouquet.
When I showed him the bouquet...
Ask. No, he didn't take the bouquet with him. No, he decided it was best to return empty-handed rather than bring something unworthy. Contradict that at all? I mean, I can kind of contradict that with Augustine liking the bouquet. But I mean, that's really not much. Okay.
Then the
this is
boy asked to be
unverified.
taken to the rear fields before the funeral, so I let him out the back exit.
What can I? That and stroll. Try to finish embalming. Try to finish
I did what I
embalming.
could without making new incisions, but that made...
About that, I apologize for the filth. Yeah. That means that during this time you had to leave, right? Oh, actually, maybe I can ask. Can I ask about that? Without faith, I would have never preserved through those days. I'm ever grateful to Ein Sof and the kind souls of our church. What about that? Perhaps I enjoy meat too much. Phrasing. But everyone has a soft spot for something, don't they? Like human meat? Miss Cannibal. Nerissa. Oh, I am Nerissa, the Involver. Yeah, okay, gotcha. What about Augustine? Do you have anything to say about Augustine? Yes, he discovered the body. I don't believe I've ever met him before. He was found in the grave, correct? How dreadful. So young, too. I've never seen him prior to today. I believe that. But he is young and flavorful, and that's why you ate his liver. That is Mother Miriam's embalmed liver. Brother deformed, what happened to it? I already had this, okay. I got to... Dismissed, verified, and he was on a stroll. Got to finish embalming. Corroborated? No, but it's specific. I gotta get...
The truth is that the apprentice did come by.
Let me see what
I arrived at the graveyard with Isaac for Mother Miriam's funeral. Isaac headed to the mortuary, and then I passed through the graveyard until I saw the statue of Saint Walpurga. For most of the afternoon, I was walking through the graveyard, merely observing and admiring.
Why is your Why is your thingamabob gone? That's mine. I use it to... Okay. Yeah. An old saint. Good old Saint Walpurga. Are you quizzing me about your own patron saint? I'm asking what it means to you, Father. Very well. It honors her final victory against Lucifer in the Abbey's chapel, a true holy site. For 111 years, no demons have been sighted in our world until today. Very true. I feel like I'm missing something very obvious. 'Cause I've got so much of her on the accusation plate. Like, I just don't have motive. Maybe that means that it can't be her. Can I accuse? Oh. Okay, maybe it's not her. Opportunity. Take a break. Present. Let me assume that Isaac passed through the mortuary and headed toward the rear fields. You were the only one nearby digging the grave for the funeral. And once Isaac arrived, you attacked and buried him. That's ridiculous. I was alone at the time. Which is exactly why you had the opportunity. Okay. And then means, I don't have anything... I didn't have anything that I could use to kill anyone. I'm innocent. Sickle? What is that? The sickle could have been used to slice up the victim's body. Doesn't this belong to you? Of course, it's mine. I used to cut away the grass. That doesn't mean I killed anybody with it. Okay. It can't be him, though, because the liver thing doesn't make sense. The fact that an embalmed liver was found in Isaac doesn't make sense unless Abraham killed Isaac, stole the multi-tool, and swapped livers, all to make Nerissa look bad. Hey, Buffalo. How you doing today? Good to see you. Why would I want to hurt that boy? You are grief-stricken. That boy had nothing to do with my family's death. I had no reason to hurt him. Okay. Okay, I can't get a lot. Doing good, been lurking a while? Or a bit, been here a while, just lurking. Good to have you, good to have you. We've, been playing a couple interesting games today. This is a lot less horror than I thought it was, and the other one was a lot more oddly plotted than I thought it was going to be. That's the most polite way of saying that. Or the most favorable way of saying that, I guess, or forgiving. I gotta ask him about Isaac then. I want to know about Isaac. Isaac was my apprentice. He had such potential. Breaks my heart to know it never be reached. Okay. What about Abraham? You know anything about him? I assume he keeps the grounds, but other than the statue, I don't see that there's much to do. Oh. Jeepers. Dude, okay. Augustine, I got nothing on. I can't find a good way to
But
connect
after
with him.
Abraham left, I noticed that my multi-tool wasn't in my pocket. I searched all over the mortuary for it, but it was missing.
That's interesting. Because theoretically,
Mid-afternoon, Abraham barged into the
Augustine could have
mortuary,
come in
bellowing that the grave is now ready. I sent him
right
away
here.
to focus.
and stolen the multi-tool. Although, Isaac would have already gone out, so either two of them are in on it together, which I don't think is possible, or it's just Nerissa. She's the only one who had so much time with Isaac. How do
Then the boy asked to be taken to the rear field before the funeral, so I led him out the back exit.
I don't, finish. No. No. Okay. It's weird that this says that it's in conflict. And still unverified, and I can't use this more to my advantage. Dig grave, admire statue. Head to grave, dig grave. Take break, finish digging that. It's weird that I have so little on Augustine.
Then I passed through the graveyard until I saw the statue of Saint
But
Cloud.
he's just
For most of
alone
the
the
afternoon,
entire
I was
time.
walking through the graveyard.
Maybe I can just accuse. Opportunity. Isaac and I were separated for the entire afternoon. When could I have heard him? During the stroll. Present. Are you suggesting that I killed Isaac in the exposed front fields of the graveyard? That somehow managed to hide the corpse all afternoon? And finally at sundown, retrieved the corpse and carried it to the grave without being seen by anyone? No, Sister Ada. It is utterly implausible that I could have killed Isaac. Well, crud. Okay. You're off the hook this time. He didn't have means, he didn't have opportunity. Yeah, that's all. But it's gotta be related to Father Abbot, right? Or Abbot Gregory. He seems to be where things are emanating from, where oddness is emanating from. Let me go to...
When the grave was ready, I walked back to the mortuary to...
I regret lying. Okay, I did read that before.
When I
He's
headed
there,
back to the
that's where the shovel
mortuary,
is, that makes
Narissa
sense.
told me there was nothing else. I walked through the mortuary, then headed downhill towards the benches.
Oh. Yeah. Ha. Ask. She lost it? That doesn't sound like her. She must have been distracted by something. Aha. This is where I can get a contradiction, I think, on Narissa.
After Abraham left,
Because, oops, not that. I want to contradict that with head to benches because he was there at that time. Dang it. But he was there at the time. Okay, contradict. Head to grave, that's fine. Try to finish embalming, discover grave. So I think you rushed the embalming at the end. So I want to ask about... Have I asked about that yet? Oh. Bloody liver, yeah, present. Or muddy footprint, yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Explain these muddy footprints, Narissa. Exactly. Okay, finally, I got to... I've been explaining my thought process through, for where the muddy footprints could have come from, because they only happened right... I'm motioning with my hands, but you can't see. Sorry about that. So, right here is where it started to rain, and only right there is when someone could have tracked mud in. And it goes straight to where the new bloody liver is on the table. Yeah. They indicate that someone left and then returned to the mortuary during the rain. Given that Father Augustine remained outside and that Abraham left before the rain, these must be your footprints. I'm sorry, Sister Ada, for lies and for the filth. I can't wait to clean it up. I admit that I did step outside briefly to search for the multi-tool, but since it was raining, I couldn't find anything, so the embalming remains sadly unfinished. Surrender your lies and your secrets. You are an agent of Beelzebub. Cannibal. Called it from the start. You didn't hide it very well. Accuse. Motive. Cannibal. Present. Your austere childhood has led you to develop a deep craving for exotic meats, especially a certain rare flesh that had sustained you in a time of need. Working as an embalmer must have tempted you day in and day out. You were so virtuous for so long. You would handle the organs as part of preparing the bodies, but could easily imagine the taste, the texture. Yet you resisted. Then Isaac arrived, and the demon spoke. You could no longer ignore your hunger. A fresh, juicy liver at your fingertips. It would be so much tastier than the cold entrails you'd handled from the corpses. All you had to do was slit open his stomach like you've done 100 times before. Get out of here.
Ansuf sees all,
Yeah,
Narissa.
even the blood. Oh.
You are the only person who could have killed Isaac. Do you deny it?
I mean, how could you deny it? Like, did you just, like, did your arm shake as you were applying lipstick today? Like, how do you explain that? Is it fruit punch?
curse you, and curse Ainsoph. How can the eye see all? Does it see my suffering?
Imagine the multi-tool has a fork on it. Yeah. It's like a Swiss Army knife. You pull it out, there's a fork and a spoon. There's one that's, you know, it's perfect for, like, for livers. You know, the cannibal Swiss Army knife, the cannibal multi-tool. It's perfect. Really, that should have been the dead giveaway. Cannibal brand.
Where was Ainsoph when my family was dying in the street, chewing on leather just to live another day?
The famine was a test, Narissa. Ainsoph wanted you to demonstrate your faith, your will to live.
Have you ever felt true hunger? When you haven't eaten for days, reality shifts. The body needs.
We all have our challenges set out before us, Narissa. Some more difficult than others.
Do you think I was the only one that fed on human flesh.
Probably not, the way you phrase that.
It's not for me to judge what you did back then. That's between you and your confessor.
I thought that said confectioner for a second, and I was excited about candy.
But today, you murdered an innocent youth so that you could feed on his liver. A daemon has possessed you. Confess, Nerissa. Speak the truth. It is time.
Dun dun dun. This afternoon, at around 2 o'clock, I informed Abraham of the funeral scheduled for this evening. Oh. Come out, Damon.
Nerissa's wretched soul is twisted by demonic influence. I must speak the daemon's true name. Then the daemon will be cast out. Ain Soph, guide me. What daemon has possessed Nerissa?
Probably the Vengeful. No, where are you?
Out, Beelzebub! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
Mouthy boy.
No! We must feed!
That's a little awkward right there, the groin area.
Nerissa, delicious, scrumptious little morsel. We must have more. The hunger is an endless pit. More!
Speak, Beelzebub. Why has your kind returned?
Hunger is a primal need. Just as you feed on lesser life forms, growing them in captivity for slaughter. We feed on you, the meat of your emotions, the marrow of your deepest desires.
You will prey upon us no longer, Beelzebub. Return to the ether, and never come back.
I must obey for now, but we won't be gone too long. Tonight, Lucifer will open the
Beelzebub,
gates
I was just
of
gonna
hell.
congratulate you for not giving away
Allowed to feast.
your master's plans. I was like, at least Beelzebub gets it. And is like, you got me, I'm leaving. But no, now he's spilling all the beans.
Ada, you juicy little morsel. We shall devour you soon. You and all the other delicacies.
Gone, demon.
Nerissa. Do you hear me, Nerissa? Was I too late?
There's
Goodbye,
nothing
Nerissa.
behind your soul.
May Ain Soph make you whole again.
So this is the power of an exorcist. I've dreamed of seeing this.
Yeah, bet you have, Augustine. Bet you're super excited to see it firsthand.
It looks a bit different than I imagined, however. What's happening to her?
Oh no, did I soft lock her too?
Ada, look out!
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Halt, Nerissa!
Ow.
Good, I've stunned her.
Jesus. Cold cocked her.
Are you all right, Sister Ada?
Yes. You came just in time. My thanks, Virgil.
Ain Soph, save us! Another possession!
Abbot Gregory, what are
another
you doing
killing.
here, you
How is
sketchy,
this possible? Who is
sketchy ass
responsible?
man?
Virgil, you have failed us. How could you allow this to happen?
Isn't it your problem, Mr. Abbot, the leader of the entire clergy?
Unfortunately, Father, I believe you are primarily
Okay,
responsible.
good. I do know
We
the
should have
hierarchy.
listened to Ada. She warned us about the contaminated body, and its demons spread, just as she said.
Uh-huh.
We must act now. We can't waste any more time bickering about who's to blame. The daemon within Nerissa spoke of Lucifer's return. He walks among us.
But before we can get to Lucifer, we have to find the other demon.
It's perverse that they would return now on the
Because it's a
holiest
video
of
game.
days. Why? Are we being punished?
that they return on now on the holiest of days. Of course they're gonna attack or do whatever they want to do on the holiest of days. That's classic demon.
It doesn't matter why. The Abbey is unsafe, Father. Cancel the Mass. Send the pilgrims home. If you proceed, you are risking all their lives.
Don't be like the mayor from Jaws, Abbot Gregory. Put the safety of others first. Don't be like that mayor. Demons are just like sharks.
No, Father, you must stay the course.
Oh,
We've worked too hard for this moment. I have decoded the ancient hymn of communion. The Mass can proceed as planned. This chance will not come again for another century. It's literally the last chance we have in our lifetimes.
So?
What is the significance of that hymn? Why must it be sung tonight?
Exactly, Ada. Thank you.
According to Augustine's research, it honors Saint Walpurga and her victory in a way uniquely pleasing to Ein Sof.
Yeah, seriously, they not heeding any of the signs, not taking any of this seriously. I wonder if the hymn is gonna be something, that's maybe not pleasing to Ein Sof, but maybe pleasing to Lucifer. Just wonder.
I protest. But if you absolutely must hold the Mass, at least allow me to guard you at the altar.
Oh, great, we're gonna get stabbed in the back by Abbot Gregory.
You are putting yourself in danger. What if you were possessed?
What if he is possessed? Ada?
That may be unwise, Father. Surely if things are as dangerous as you say, nobody should be trusted. How do we know this supposed exorcist is not the pawn of Lucifer?
Augustine, you... Son of a bee.
That's absurd! You witnessed the exorcism!
No, I saw her turn a woman into a rabid beast. What really transpired in the ether when she supposedly exorcised these demons?
Although, that would be a neat twist, is that we were Lucifer, and exorcising all of the other demons out endeared us to the highest offices of the church, thereby getting us, front row seats to cause a great betrayal. And also turning the people who were possessed into kind of bumbling shells of people. Mumbling, I meant.
She invokes the demons' names. She knows them more intimately than any of us.
I speak their names to control them and then banish them. You know this.
Or perhaps you are being used by them. How would we know?
Yeah, that would be really cool. Be a neat twist.
The only thing that possesses me is the flame of Ein Sof. I shouldn't have to defend myself.
Yeah, but here you are doing
Actually,
it.
what Augustine says makes sense. We should be extra cautious, just in case. I don't want you at the Mass. If you truly believe Lucifer lurks at my abbey, find him. Unmask him.
How can I when I'm not near you, Abbot Gregory?
Search the grounds as you like, but stay away from the chapel or I will have you put in a cell. Nothing can be permitted to interrupt the Mass and the hymn. Especially after the events of today, Saint Walpurga deserves to be honored for her victories. Inquisitor, Augustine, come.
Oh, what? They both get to go and not me?
We
That
have
stinks.
much to prepare. Very wise, Father, as always. Farewell, sister.
It would be best if you were wrong, Ada.
It would be. But I am filled with dread. It's interesting how some of these word bubbles are like half spoken.
That's because it is. Lucifer will strike tonight, Virgil. I only pray he strikes at me instead of at the Mass. Stay vigilant.
Poisoned by Father Augustine against me, Abbot Gregory ordered I remain outside the chapel for his Mass. At midnight, the gathered pilgrims lifted their voices in praise of Ein Sof, but were cut short by a thunderous crash. Another soul taken. The chapel.
Virgil, where's Abbot Gregory? What interrupted his Mass?
The abbot. His death was the interruption. A third murder, I'm afraid.
Right? Yeah, take the old guys out. So, okay, so maybe I was a little bit too hasty to say that Abbot Gregory was possessed by Lucifer.
The lights went out during Mass.
Because he's dead.
Moments later, the statue of Saint Walpurga crashed down from the ceiling, impaling Abbot Gregory with its spear.
Oh my god. That's a hot fuzz kind of death right there. That's awesome.
An assassination, then. But why? We must determine who is possessed immediately. Examining the facts will reveal Ainsof's truth. How was the statue held in place?
Due to its weight, we had to rely on using aether-powered restraints to hang it above the altar.
Interesting. And Father Augustine had his aether detecting or powered device. Could he have been using it to search for more tethers?
Which means the killer must have sabotaged the 2 power generators on the balcony floor.
Uh-huh.
There were only 2 people on the balcony during the Mass. I've detained them for interrogation.
Oh, that makes it easy.
I've sent the pilgrims back to town, lest they panic and disturb the evidence.
Thank goodness.
Excellent work, Virgil. Who are the suspects? You said there were 2.
You already know them. Brother Gideon and Father Augustine.
Father Augustine, I'm coming for you.
Since you are a key witness to the events, I will of course hear your testimony as well. May Ainsof show us the truth behind all of today's events.
Alrighty. Let me see. Okay. Resume new game settings. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to call it there. It's getting a little bit late. I got just right up to the 8 o'clock mark. But thank you all for hanging out. This was seriously a lot of fun. This game was a huge surprise, and I'm so glad that I started it, and I think I'm going to continue it tomorrow, see if I can't beat it, and then maybe switch over to maybe a little bit of a cozy game afterward. But seriously, thank you all for hanging out and, lurking, chatting, whatever you did. It, means a lot and makes it a ton of fun for me. So I really appreciate it. I'm going to switch over to good old end screen. Let's see. Got music playing even. All right. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Merriman. Thank you for hanging out. Buffalo, I don't know if you're still here, if you're lurking, but thank you as well. All lurkers again, thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And, maybe I'll see you around Twitch sometime soon. At least I hope to. All right. Have a good one, all. Bye.